Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello students, welcome to second PUC English online class. In the last class, we were reading the play A Sunny Morning by Serafin and Jacqueline Alvarez, Quinta. In the story, we had seen a young old man and a old woman. They meet in the park called Madrid in the sunny morning, and they were completely strangers, and they quarrel with each other for the sake of a bench, and then later they started their friendly conversation, and the enmity or that quarrel turns into a friendly conversation or a friendship. So in the last class we had seen how they expressed or how they converse with each other, and how the pinch of snuff that made peace between them, that also we had seen. And later after having the pinch of snuff, they started to talk about their past or about their life. At that time Don Gonzalo, he comes to know about his past. What happens next? Let us see. Don Gonzalo, he was reading the extracts from the book, and Donna Laura, she was hearing him, and she was commenting on him. Later, continuing what he does, let us see. Don Gonzalo, he continues reading and says, "There are some beautiful poems in this book. Here, 20 years pass," he returns. Donna Laura, "You cannot imagine how it affects me to see you reading with all those glasses." Don Gonzalo, "Can you read without any?" Donna Laura, "Certainly." Don Gonzalo, "At your age, you are jesting." Donna Laura, "Pass me the book then." Takes book, reads aloud. 20 years pass, he returns, and each beholding the other exclaims, "Can it be that this is he? Heavens, is it she?" Here, Donna Laura returns the book to Don Gonzalo. Don Gonzalo, "Indeed, I envy your wonderful eyesight." Donna Laura aside, I know every word by heart." Gonzalo, "I am very fond of good verses, very fond. I even composed some in my youth." Donna Laura, "Good ones?" Don Gonzalo, "Of all kinds. I was a great friend of Esperancida, Zorilla, Baker and others. I first met Zorilla in America." Donna Laura, "Why? Have you been in America?" Don Gonzalo, "Several times. The first time I went, I was only 6 years old." Donna Laura, "You must have gone with Columbus in one of his caravels?" Don Gonzalo, laughing, "Not quite as bad as that. I am old, I admit, but I did not know Ferdinand and Isabella." They both laugh. "I was also a great friend of Campoamor. I met him in Valencia. I am a native of that city." So here Don Gonzalo, he reads another book, and the book name is 20 years pass, he returns. And when Gonzalo took that book, Donna Laura again she commented on him and said that, "While I really feel pity on you when you are reading with all those glasses, with all those difficulties." Gonzalo was surprised. "Why? Can you read without any glasses?" he asked. She said, "Yes, of course. Give me the book. If you do not believe, I will read. See." And she reads. 20 years pass, he returns. After 20 years, he returned, and each beholding the other each looking at the other exclaims, "Can it be that this is he? This is he? Can it be that this is he?" And these lines exactly they were matching to Gonzalo and Laura. "Heaven, is it she?" Both of them surprised to see each other after a long time. And that extract they were reading from a book. And here Laura, she reads these lines without looking at the book. And Gonzalo thought that really Donna Laura, she could read without looking at or without using the glasses. But what is the real matter, or what is the truth? There Donna Laura, she knew those phrases by heart. That's why she could read, and just she cheated, or she tried to fool Gonzalo. Then Gonzalo, he tells that he is very fond of such kind of verses or literature, and also he said that he had composed some in his youth. And Donna Laura, she expresses her surprise whether Gonzalo writes those. So he tells by saying that he had he known or he knew many of the writers or poets, etc. And he refers some of the names: Espronceda, Zorilla, Baker and others. These are the names he suggests. And he also tells that he had been in America. When it was said, Laura tells us, "You were in America? How come? Whether you had gone with Columbus?" That means she mocks or she comments on him, or she makes fun of him by saying that he is too old. That's why she is saying like that. Gonzalo, he tells that no, I am not that old. I did not know, I am old, I admit, but I did not know Ferdinand and Isabella. They both laugh. And then I was the great friend of Campoamor. He is also the writer. And he tells that I met him in Valencia. I am native of that city. Do you know I met him in Valencia, he is saying. Donna Laura, now she was surprised. "You are?" Gonzalo, "I was brought up there, and there I spent my early youth. Have you ever visited that city?" Laura, "Yes, senor. Not far from Valencia, there was a villa that, if still there, should retain memories of me. I spent several seasons there. It was many years ago. It was near the sea, hidden away among lemon and orange trees. They called it, let me see, what did they call it? Maricela." She started. Don Gonzalo startled. He was surprised. "Maricela?" Laura, "Maricela? Is the name familiar to you?" Gonzalo, "Yes, very familiar. If my memory serves me right, for we forget as we grow old. There lived in that villa the most beautiful woman I have ever seen, and I assure you I have seen many. Let me see, what was her name? Laura Lorraine." Laura startled. "Laura Lorraine?" Gonzalo, "Yes." They look at each other intently. Donna Laura, recovering herself, "Nothing. You reminded me of my best friend." Gonzalo, "How strange." Donna Laura, "It is strange. She was called the Silver Maiden." Gonzalo, "Precisely, the Silver Maiden. By that name she was known in that locality. I seem to see her as if she were before me now, at that window with the red roses. Do you remember that window?" Laura, "Yes, I remember. It was the window of her room." Gonzalo, "She spent many hours there. I mean, in my day." Laura saying, "And in mine too." Don Gonzalo, "She was ideal, fair as a lily, jet black hair and black eyes with an uncommonly sweet expression. She seemed to cast radiance wherever she was. Her figure was beautiful and perfect. What forms of sovereign beauty God models in human clay? She was a dream. Donna Laura aside, she sang, if you but knew that dream was now by your side, you would realize what dreams come to. Then aloud she sang, she was very unfortunate and had a sad love affair. Gonzalo, very sad. They look at each other. Laura, did you hear of it? Gonzalo, yes. Laura, the ways of providence are strange. Aside, Gonzalo, the gallant lover in the same affair. Laura, the duel. Don Gonzalo, precisely the duel. The gallant lover was my cousin, of whom I was very fond. Laura, oh yes, a cousin. My friend told me in one of her letters the story of that affair, which was truly romantic. He, your cousin, passed by on horseback every morning down the rose path under her window and tossed up to her balcony a bouquet of flowers which she caught. Gonzalo, and later in the afternoon the gallant horseman would return by the same path and catch the bouquet of flowers she would toss him. Am I right? Laura, yes, they wanted to marry her to a merchant whom she would not have. Gonzalo, and one night when my cousin waited under her window to hear her sing, this other person presented himself unexpectedly. So dear students, here Don Gonzalo and Donna Laura, while they were talking, they said about their native places, and when they said about their native places, that reminded or that recalled or that made them to recall the story of their past or story of their young age. And here Gonzalo, he is the native of Valencia, and Laura, she also expressed that if he was the native of Marisela, then she is the native of Valencia, which is near to Marisela, and both of them they explain or they express the days spent during their young age and how they were there and how they were related to that city. It is also said by them. And then he recalls, Laura also recalls the name of the place, and she tells that she is the native of, she lived in Marisela. And then Gonzalo, he recalls the name of the lady that he knew in Marisela, that is Laura Lorraine, and shortly she was called as Laura, Donna Laura. Then Gonzalo comes to and Laura also reminds him that she was called as a silver maiden in that locality. Why? Because she was a beautiful lady and she was in love with one gentleman, and he was none other than who? Gonzalo, but they don't reveal that in the story. And they hide their identity and they take the new identity or the new relationship that Donna Laura, she tells that she is the cousin of Donna Laura, and Don Gonzalo, he tells that he is a friend of that protagonist or that hero. So here both of them they hide their identity and introduce themselves in the new identity to hide their real story. So here Donna Laura, she tells that they had spent many years there and many times, and Don Gonzalo, he explains or he appreciates or he adores the beauty of Silver Maiden, and he tells that she was ideal, fair as lily, her beauty, she was fair as lily, jet black hair and eyes with an uncommonly sweet expressions. She seemed to cast radiance wherever she was. She was so beautiful, and wherever she was an attractive girl. Her figure was beautiful and perfect. he explains about his structure or about her figure. Then he admires the God's creation on this earth, and aside Donna Laura tells that it is the dream is she, or aside by herself she is saying that the dream is near to him, and she indirectly it is known to the readers for us that it is Donna Laura and that is Don Gonzalo, their story itself they are recalling. Very sad. Did you hear of it? Donna Laura said that they had a sad love affair, and Gonzalo adds that it was a duel. And then Laura tells that Gonzalo here he tells that gallant lover was his cousin, and Donna Laura says that lover of that gallant is her friend. So she tells that in one of the letters her friend had told her that what the story of them and how they used to pass the message or love. So here it is said that the gallant lover, he was passing by horse, passing by the path, rose path under her window on horse. At that time the girl used to drop the bouquet of roses, and he used to catch, and the gallant lover, he used to toss the bouquet and she used to catch it, and while he was returning she used to drop the bouquet and he used to catch that. So this kind of love affair was continuing with them. But what happens? Laura's father or Silver Maiden's father, he decided to marry her to a merchant, and once that gallant lover, when he came to meet the Silver Maiden, at that time he was encountered or he was caught by the merchant, the new the pair or spouse of Laura or Silver Maiden. Donna Laura, and insulted your cousin Gonzalo. There was a quarrel and later a duel. Yes, at sunrise on the beach, and the merchant was badly wounded. My cousin had to conceal himself for a few days and later to fly. Donna Laura, you seem to know the story well. Gonzalo, and so do you. Donna Laura, I have explained that a friend repeated it to me. Gonzalo, as my cousin did to me, aside. This is Laura. He came to know it is Laura. Laura, aside. Why? Tell him. He does not suspect. Don Gonzalo, aside, saying, she is entirely innocent. Laura, and was it you by any chance who advised your cousin to forget Laura? Gonzalo, why my cousin never forgot her. Laura, how do you account then for this conduct? Don Gonzalo, I will tell you. The young man took refuge in my house, fearful of the consequences of a duel with the person highly regarded in that locality. From my home he went to Sevilla and then came to Madrid. He wrote Laura many letters, some of them in verse, but undoubtedly they were intercepted by her parents, for she never answered at all. Gonzalo then, in despair, believing his love lost to him forever, joined the army, went to Africa, and there in a trench met a glorious death, grasping the flag of Spain and whispering the name of his beloved Laura. Aside, Laura is saying, what an atrocious lie. Gonzalo, aside, I could not have killed myself more gloriously. Laura, you must have been prostrated by the calamity. Gonzalo, yes indeed, Senora, as if he were my brother, I presume, through Though, on the contrary, that Laura in a short time was chasing butterflies in garden, indifferent to regret. Laura, no, senor, no. Gonzalo, it is a woman's way. Donna Laura, even if for woman's way, the silver maiden was not of that disposition. My friend awaited news for days, months, a year, and no letter came. One afternoon, just at sunset, as the first stars were appearing, she was seen to leave the house and with quickening steps went her away toward the beach where her beloved had risked his life. She wrote his name on the sand and then sat down upon a rock, her gaze fixed upon the horizon. The waves murmured their eternal threnody and slowly crept up to the rock where the maiden sat. The tide rose with a boom and swept her out to sea. Don Gonzalo, good heavens! Laura, the fishermen of that shore who often tell the story affirm that it was a long time before the waves washed away that name written on the sand. Aside, you will not get ahead of me in decorating my own funeral. Don Gonzalo aside, she lies worse than I do. Laura, poor Laura. Gonzalo, poor Gonzalo. Laura aside, I will not tell him that I married 2 years later. Dear students, here both of them, they tell the story of themselves or their own story they are telling, but they are changing the role in the sense now they are narrating it as their friends and their cousin's story. So here it is said by Laura that the merchant insulted whom the gallant lover, and there was a quarrel between the merchant and the gallant lover, and there was a duel. Yes, at sunrise on the beach, Gonzalo is saying, the merchant was badly wounded. He was wounded by whom? This one, gallant lover. My cousin had to conceal himself for a few days and later to fly. So since he attacked, who the gallant lover attacked on the merchant, he had to hide for some days and then he had to fly, or in the sense he had to run away from that place or emigrate from that place. Donna Laura, you seem to know the story well. It looks like you know the story very well, right? And so do you. Even you know the story very well, right? Even I feel that you know the story. Then I have explained. I know because my friend had explained me. So I know. The same way here, even I know, he is saying. And Don Gonzalo aside, he came to know that that is or that lady is none other than who? Laura. This is Laura. Aside he is saying, aside in the sense by himself. Aside, why tell him? He does not suspect. Why tell him? He does not suspect. Laura feels that Gonzalo will not suspect her. And was it you by any chance who advised cousin to forget Laura? Then she asked, by chance is it you that advised that Gonzalo to forget Laura? Gonzalo is saying, why? Who said? My cousin did not forget her. He lost his life in memory of her itself. See how fictitiously he is narrating the story, or he is lying. See here, this is a complete or purely lie. Okay. And here he is saying how he is fictitious about himself. See, I will tell you, listen, I will tell you what happened with Gonzalo. You are saying that he had forgotten, right? No, he did not forget. A young man took refuge in my house after duel with the merchant. He came and he hid in my house, fearful of the consequences of the duel with the person highly regarded in that locality. Since merchant was highly regarded, he was afraid that they would attack him. From my home he went to Sevilla. After that he went to Sevilla, and some and then he came to Madrid, and from there he started to write many letters to whom Laura, and some of them were in verse, but no reply came. Why? Because all those letters were stopped, or they were intercepted by whom? Laura's parents. So since there was no reply from Laura, he joined the army. Then he went to Africa, and in a trench, in a war, he held the flag of Spain and whispered the name of whom? Laura, and he gave up his life, or he breathed his last. This is the story, and Gonzalo, he ends that character. Okay, there he ends his story. Laura aside saying, Laura came to know it is a complete lie, because even she came to know that is Gonzalo, and she is saying, what an atrocious lie, what a terrible lie, oh my God, is it he lying so much? Gonzalo aside, he himself saying, I could not have killed myself more gloriously. He is saying, oh, is it not a more glorious? I killed myself more gloriously. I think it is little more, or it is too much, he feels. Laura, you must have been prostrated by the calamity. Really, you must have been worshipped the calamity. Calamity in the sense this disaster. Yes, indeed, Sonora. Yes, really. As if he were my brother, I presume, though on the contrary, that Laura in short time was chasing butterflies in garden, indifferent to regret. Yes, what to do? But it is the fate. And Laura, she was very free girl, and after 2 years she started chasing butterfly, in the sense she started to chase, or she loved someone and she got married, he is saying. And he tells that Laura, she did not regret for her lover's death, he is saying. Laura saying, huh? Who said? No, senor, no. For that he is saying, you can say no, but it is woman's way. Usually all the women do that same thing. Laura, even it for woman's way, Silver Maiden was not to that disposition. You can say it is woman's way, but Silver Maiden is not like that. And she tells a lie about Laura. She tells that my friend awaited news. My friend waited for his news, but she did not. So she was in despair. She was very sad. And in one afternoon, what did she do? She directly went to the sea or to the beach, where her lover risked his life for the sake of her, to fight with the merchant. And then it is said that there she wrote his name on the beach, and she was waiting for a wave by sitting on the rock. And it is said that one of the fishermen had witnessed that the wave that boomed and that washed her away and took her to the sea, it is said. Okay, and here he tells that in the memory of Gonzalo itself, she died. Good heavens, oh my God, did she die? Gonzalo expressed. Then Laura, she said, the fishermen of that shore who often tell the story affirm that it was long time before. And here, by saying that, she aside saying, you will not get ahead of me in decorating my own funeral. So you won't get a word to decorate my own funeral, she is saying. Gonzalo, she lies worse than I do. You won't get my dead body to decorate with words also, because it is where? In the sea. And she lies worse than I do. Gonzalo feels, this lady is not a simple lady. She lies worse than me. Gonzalo, poor Laura, both of them, they express their pity. Aside, I will not tell him that I married 2 years later. Laura and Gonzalo, they did not want to reveal their identity, and both they themselves said that, I don't let Gonzalo know that I married after 2 years. Gonzalo also aside saying, in 3 months I ran off to Paris with a ballet dancer. He is saying, Nanu, I ran after a ballet dancer in 3 months itself. Then here you can see how both they were. Okay, they were though they loved with each other, their love was not so deep and they were casual. Since there is no reply from one another, they just started or they just found their way. But when they meet after a long time, they find that it is wrong or they find it is something, it is bad, and they did not want to reveal each other because they are ashamed or they feel shame to know about their past. Laura, fate is curious. Here are you and I, complete strangers, met by chance discussing the romance of old friends of long ago. We have been conversing as if we were old friends. Gonzalo, yes, it is curious, considering the ill-natured prelude to our conversation. Laura, you scared away the birds. Gonzalo, I was unreasonable perhaps. Laura, yes, that was evident. Sweetly, are you coming again tomorrow? Gonzalo, most certainly, if it is a sunny morning, and not only will I not scare away the birds, but I will bring a few crumbs. Laura, thank you very much. Birds are grateful and repay attention. I wonder where my maid is. Petra signals for her maid. Gonzalo, aside looking at Laura, whose back is turned. No, I will not reveal myself. I am gratis now. Better that she recalled the gallant horseman who passed daily beneath her window tossing flowers. Laura, here she comes. Gonzalo, that Juanito, he plays havoc with the nursemaids, looks towards right and signals with his hands. At aside, Donna Laura says, looking at Gonzalo, whose back is turned, no, I am too sadly changed. It is better he should remember me as the black-eyed girl tossing flowers as he passed among the roses in the garden. Juanito enters by right, Petra by left. She has a bunch of violets in her hand. Donna Laura, well Petra, at last. Gonzalo, Juanito, you are late. Petra, to Donna Laura, the guard gave me these violets for you, Senora. Laura, how very nice. Thank him for me. They are fragrant. As she takes the violets from her maid, a few loose ones fall on the ground. Gonzalo, my dear lady, this has been a great honor and a great pleasure. Donna Laura, it has also been a pleasure to me. Gonzalo, goodbye until tomorrow. Donna Laura, until tomorrow? Gonzalo, if it is sunny. Laura, a sunny morning. Will you go to your bench? Gonzalo, no, I will come to this if you do not object. Laura, this bench is at your disposal. Gonzalo, and will surely bring the crumbs. Laura, tomorrow then? Gonzalo, yes, tomorrow. Laura walks away toward right, supported by her maid. Gonzalo, before leaving with Juanito, trembling and with a great effort, stoops to pick up the violets Laura dropped. Just then Laura turns her head and surprises him picking up the flowers. Juanito, what are you doing, Senor? Gonzalo, Juanito, wait. Laura, aside, yes, it is he. Gonzalo, aside, it is she, and no mistake. Donna Laura and Don Gonzalo wave farewell. Laura, can it be that this is he? Gonzalo, heavens, is it she? The smile once more as if she were again the window and he below in the rose garden, and then disappear upon the arms of their servant. So here what happens when they narrated the fictitious story of themselves, they both come to know that come to know about each other's identity. Donna Laura came to know that is Gonzalo, and Gonzalo came to know that it is Donna Laura. But when they talking with each other, they did not reveal their name. They were talking without knowing their name. Only here we are known the names, because throughout the story the reader will come to know that they are the old lovers. But when the narrator is, or when the playwright is using these names from the beginning, just for the sake of the reader. But when they were speaking, Gonzalo and Laura were speaking, they did not ask each other's name. So what happens here is we can come to know that Gonzalo and Laura, they were unknown about each other, and they later realizes, or they come to know about the names. And both of them, though they come to know about themselves, though they come to know about each other, they do not reveal. Why? Because they are totally changed, and they don't want to share that after the situation they found their life and they lived a happy life, or a different life. And then what happens here, they are completely changed, their attire is changed. Now they are grown old, and their shape or their charm or their attire is also changed. So they did not want to show that they are badly changed, and they want to be remain in each other's mind that as young and beautiful and handsome. So they both do not reveal, but they come to know. And at the end, Donna Laura's maid Petra, she brings some of the violets given by the guard, and when she takes from her maid, some of the loose ones they were fallen. And what happens at that time? When she bends to pick, she looks at Gonzalo, and Gonzalo also looks back, and at the same time they clarified that it is Don Gonzalo and it is Donna Laura. So at the last they remember the verses or the lines from the book they had already read, that is 20 years pass, he returns. Can it be that this is he? Laura is asking, and Gonzalo is saying, heavens, is it she? So both of them were surprised to each other. So this is the story of the two lovers, and this takes place in a sunny morning, and both of them, they were agreed to meet again during the next sunny morning. And Gonzalo he agrees to bring the breadcrumbs. Sorry, he promises that he will bring the breadcrumbs when he comes comes the next day. And also here Laura, she invites him to sit in her bench itself. So this is what they again fall in not love, but they again like to be in each other's contact. So again and again they want to meet, and they want to continue their friendship. This is the story, and here nothing much to explain, you can understand by reading. Here the important question is how they narrate, or how they fictitiously end their life, or they told the lie about themselves. That is important, and when you read, you can come to know about the context, and you can read and write the answers. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.